Hello and welcome to News Now, and let's get started with one of the important issues which has been doing the round globally is onto a big story. The AI war has gone political. Trump has ordered every federal agency to immediately stop using Anthropic technology after the company refused to give the military unfettered access to its AI models. And Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has labeled Anthropic as supply chain risk, a designation typically reserved for foreign advisories. This is essentially enacted only when there is an adversary. And therefore, Anthropic has said that it will challenge the move in court, warning of a dangerous precedent. Meanwhile, OpenAI CEO Sam Altman announced a deal to deploy OpenAI's model inside the Pentagon's classified network with safety guardrails built in it. And the big question now, therefore, is this all about national security or control over the future of AI? And to answer all those questions, we have a panel with Shekhar Pawar, CEO Secure Claw, and as well as Rajkamal Rao, Managing Director of Rao Advisors LLC, and OpenAI columnist. Welcome, gentlemen. First question to you, Mr. Rao. Do you think this is a person issue or a process issue?
I think it's a bit of both. Trump always likes to make it personal. When he said in his tweet, he said about things like woke company, this, that. But I think you mentioned the supply chain risk lawsuit. I think on process, Trump is going to win because it has been repeatedly found that the president of the United States, whoever it is, has complete control over the nation's foreign policy, nation's security, and therefore the idea here is that a private company, in this case Anthropic, is trying to dictate to the US government what parts of technology it wants to use. And I don't think that's going to go well in court.
So that's the assumption which you have. I mean, we don't know what is going to happen in the court, but for now, it is an open scenario where OpenAI has also put in their hat and they are saying that they have a deal with government. How do you see this, Mr. Pawar? On one hand, there is a problem with Anthropic, but OpenAI is having an understanding with the government.
So first thing is we need to understand, like, there is CMMC, which is Cybersecurity Maturity Model 2.0, CMMC 2.0 framework, which is phased rollout with the firms based in United States, which are going to work with federal government. So they need to comply with CMMC 2.0 to make supply chain very secure. And this was there is a deadline of November 10. 2025 to November 9, 2026 for phase 1 implementation. And by October 31st, 2026, full enforcement deadline was given. And all DoD contractor must comply with CMMC 2.0 framework. And this framework is under Trump administration and guidance. This framework is going to protect federal contract information, which is known as FCI, and control unclassified information, which is known as CUI. And my research paper about this has been published in December 2025. So this, if you look at this scenario, along with this CMMC 2.0, which is talking about supply chain security of United States, especially when you are dealing with the federal government contracts. So AI vendors like Anthropic, if working with this kind of thing, they need to actually demonstrate the compliance with the required cybersecurity standard requirement of CMMC 2.0 in align. So I guess there is some kind of gap, and that's why probably they are not able to meet that. That's why DoD has come up with some kind of banning of particular AI. We need to dig into it and we need to check why particular AI is allowed and why particular AI company is not allowed to work in a supply chain. So I guess that will answer your question.
Uh, Definitely, Shekhar, and there are a lot of questions after that, and therefore I'm saying once Anthropic is giving comments and they have openly mentioned about the government that they're not going to go back on the same. What is the issue actually?
So look, the supply chain is very much important for any country, any economy, and supply chain is mostly formed up with the small and medium enterprises, or in India we call it as a micro, small and medium enterprise, MSMEs, SMEs, SMBs, whatever you call. And these are very important for the ecosystem. If you look at the 90% of most of the country's businesses are run by small and medium enterprises, and these are very important aspect to understand. Like if the supply chain is broken or compromised because of particular technology, might be it is AI, might be it is some hardware, it might be it is something else, then the entire economy will damage. It will hamper the ecosystem of particular country, or even globally it will have impact. So I guess this initiative has been taken not only for AI. I guess many technologies will have some kind of impact if they are not aligned with the compliance requirement of federal government for cybersecurity and data privacy.
Right, Mr. Rao, I want to come to you to understand by now blacklisting Anthropic, is the US government signaling to AI company either comply or be sidelined?
Yeah, that's a good question. To be honest with you, that is the beauty of the American marketplace. Now, Anthropic clearly is in the lead when it comes to technology, as you know. You were covering, ET Now was covering the recent AI conference, and everybody was there. OpenAI was there, Anthropic was there, Google was there. But that's the beauty of it. In the US, there are very many companies that are in the AI space. And Palantir is an excellent example of a company that has dedicated its entire living, its existence, to doing very sensitive contracts with various governments. And so Anthropic is actually going to have to be on defense now, because this OpenAI signature that you talked about, if you talk about persons, which is what you said in the beginning, as a company, OpenAI is a lot more liberal, so to speak, than even Claude. But they were able to sign a deal with the Pentagon. So Anthropic will also be pressured, or else it will begin losing money from the U.S. government. Forget the supply chain risk lawsuit, but nobody wants to lose lucrative federal contracts across all agencies. That's the reason Trump said in his message that he has 6 months, and during those 6 months, a lot of things can happen. So it is the usual Trump tactic. But I don't think when there are so many companies out there in the AI space, Anthropic has more to use than the U.S. government, more to lose than the U.S. government.
And agreed, Mr. Rao, and therefore, Shekhar, I want to understand from you from a complete security standpoint, once you are losing a contract like this, can you still be trusted as a kind of supplier, which you should be, one, because defense is not trusting you?
Yeah, we don't know many things at ground level. So probably we need to understand like what kind of compliance or what kind of requirement which Anthropic AI is missing. And they need to focus on that, how to improve it. Probably the compliance requirement might be the data which they are collecting, where they are processing, and where they are storing. So data in transit, data in rest, and data in use, how these three aspects of data being handled by this particular AI, there should be some kind of compliance requirement which they are probably not able to qualify right now. So they need to qualify it, and then I guess they need to discuss with DoD. I think they will be open with that, and then if they are complying particular thing, then probably federal government will allow them to work. But if there is some kind of compliance misalignment, probably that should be the root cause of this issue, according to me, being a technical and cybersecurity researcher. expert of this domain, so we understand like the technicality. I should talk about the technical aspect. I'm not declining any political aspect. There might be some political aspect, but I'm not sure how I should talk about that.
All right, and in the days to come, we'll get to know whether or not these blurred lines become clear, and if at all this matter goes to the court. Thank you so much, Shekhar, as well as Mr. Rajkamal, joining at this hour with your views.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
With this, it's time to take a very quick break, but don't go away. After the break, lot coming up.